What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade coming to y'all with that basketball analysis on Thursday. We're going to talk about should LeBron Raymone James Sr. and his son Bronny James stay with the Los Angeles Lakers. And since LeBron did choose to opt into that $52 million contract to stay with the Lakers this summer, possibly the entire summer going into the regular season, and they picked up a big that they wanted and they liked and they got him under a good contract. Is that a good enough reason for LeBron to look at it like, I got a lot left in the tank? I was just all NBA second team. I'm still one of the best players in the world. I still can physically play this game. I can still dominate this game. And my other son is close to going to the NBA possibly too if he continues to keep up with his game and continues to hit the gym and work on his game to become the best player that he can be, which we still have to see as his body is still growing and he's still figuring things out. But LeBron has been one of those players that hasn't really been loyal. He's going to go whatever he feels like going. He's going to do whatever he feels like is best for him and his family. And he's just going to try to bring a championship culture to wherever he goes because he learned how to do that in Miami. He even left Miami, won another championship, then another championship. He didn't repeat like he did in Miami, but he has some of the best teams because he held the organizations to the fire. If I'm going to do my job to be the best player that I can be and put us in a winning position each time I'm out there on the court, then I expect you to make the moves that's needed and necessary for us to compete each and every time we go out there and play. And that's something that is true and something that he's been about. And that's something that a lot of people didn't like, especially the teams that he played for. Obviously, we remember what happened when Cleveland lost LeBron the first time around. They was burning his jersey. They was really going through a lot. And we remember that letter that was issued to him and to the fans by the owner, Gilbert. So that is something that we do know. LeBron isn't afraid of up and then leaving. He isn't afraid of leaving places where people would think he'd be crazy to. I mean, if you can leave Miami with Pat Riley and after winning championships, and you can leave the Los Angeles Lakers just as easy too, especially because they sold their franchise and they're not really under Jeannie Buss no more in the future, but she's still going to be the governor as of now. So that still does make sense that she's going to have a say so in the moves that they make and the things that they do. But let's just be honest, man. LeBron is a mercenary. If he feels that he can get another chance at winning the championship and he's still chasing that ghost of Michael Jordan, a lot of people say, well, LeBron, he got the championships, but he lost, so many times in the NBA finals. He was able to get there each and every season, 8 straight times, and he made it look easy. He made it look like nobody can get in his way. Since he was in the Eastern Conference, he's been having trouble after he won that title in 2020, getting back to the NBA Finals. Denver been beating up on him. They just lost to Minnesota. There's a lot of young teams out there in the Western Conference now that's still trying to make it their time and try to make it their moment. And we just seen the Oklahoma City Thunder be one of them teams because they won the championship this year out of the Western Conference. And you still have to worry about the East because they still do have other teams that's still coming. And some teams are on the injury report right now. And that sucks and that's unfortunate. But it's not guaranteed that they're going to be out for the entire season. We just don't know how those players are going to look. And that did make the NBA a lot worse because a lot of them were star players, and that hurts a lot. But Ramon has been healthy. He's been playing great. He has really been living up to the end of his bargain. He's obviously one of the greatest players to ever play this game of basketball at the highest level, which is the NBA. He did play great in high school. He was so good that he was able to skip college, and he had the body and the mindset and the mentality that was needed to conquer the NBA, which he ended up being. And he called himself the chosen one, and he lived up to it because he said he wanted to be on the Mount Rushmore. Most people may not have on number one. I myself still have Michael Jeffrey Jordan as number one, but I will also say he's on my Mount Rushmore. You can't tell the game of basketball and dominance without mentioning LeBron James. He has been that good that consistent, and he has did it in the playoffs, in the regular season, globally, internationally, and he has one of the biggest brands in the whole world, regardless if it's basketball or not. And that just shows you how much he was able to do. And that's why when you lose LeBron, you lose so much of what you're about. But a lot of people have been saying that he should go back to Cleveland. A lot of people say he should get traded because it's about Luka now. Luka is the face. He's one of the faces of the NBA. He's one of the best players. He's a top 5, top 7 player in the league, especially because he looks more determined. He looks more focused, like he wants to prove something. He wants to go out there and play the best game he can play. And it is a mentor situation that happening with him and LeBron. But LeBron looking at like, this is a way to tell me that you're kicking me out the door. You're putting me out the house because you feel like you have somebody else that can take my spot. And obviously, I have to leave eventually, but I felt that me and AD could have got it done again if you would have put the requisite talent that was needed for us to be able to win, just like other teams are still trying to figure out how to do it for their rosters too. But instead, you get rid of him for a guy that's doing similar things that I do and playing the similar type of game that I play. In the modern LeBron, he does like to shoot threes. He does like to be at the top of the key more. He does like to play make, and he can't really do that as much because Luka wants the ball. Austin Reeves wants the ball. And that's going to be something that hasn't been detrimental to their team. But we've seen how that ended up working out in the playoffs this year. And it ended up sucking for them. But at the end of the day, it's part of the game. Like I said, this is the team that they have currently constructed. They don't know what's going to happen with Austin Reeves. They're trying to probably give Luka a super max extension or close to it this offseason or next year because they looking at like, we traded for you and we did it because we thought you was one of the best players and you was one of the best generational players, and we need you to be that for us. And LeBron looking at like, I got to win a title now. If I can't win a title now, then this season might be a failure. I know he was saying that rings culture shouldn't be the end all be all. And there's some truth to it, and there's some honesty in that, even coming from me. But at the same time, that is the goal each and every time. If you're putting in as much as work as LeBron is, your goal every season should be getting the best out of that season and putting yourself in a great positions to have success in the playoffs. And LeBron was one of those guys, especially in the Eastern Conference. No matter where he was going, what he was doing, they was hanging up banners either way. And they was winning championships. Every team he has played for, every team he has went to, he has won a championship. So that's how great he has been. That's how dominant he has been. And that is going to be a part of his branding and his legacy is that, yes, he lost more finals than he won, but he still won multiple and was the best player on those teams and the leader of those teams. And he did it his way. And he didn't really make excuses besides the teams were just better than me. And if I did have good teammates, they had a better team than I did. I gave it my all. I did the best I could. You can say he could have defended it a little better. You can say he could have played a little harder, but that still doesn't guarantee you're going to win because some of them teams was really tough that he went up against, and he did get swept a couple times. He did have, a little bit of a fall against Dallas Mavericks too. But those are the things that you would bring up if you're trying to say he's not better than Jordan. Because you look at, especially after the Lakers series, when he won a championship, he hasn't really won another one or came really close besides getting to the conference finals since 2020. So he has a lot of playoff exits. He just had a first round exit against the Minnesota Timberwolves too. So his legacy is getting a little dirty. It is getting a little beat up right now in the last 6 years. And, how he left Cleveland and how he left Miami, he got a little beat up for that too. But then again, this is how he wanted to do it. This is the decisions that he wanted to make. Remember, it was called The Decision because people really did love him and people did really care where he was going and where he was going to take his talents to because he was the best player in the league or in the conversation to being the best player in the league. And he was one of the faces of the league, if not the face of the league at that time, and has been consistently for so many years still. So the man has done so much for the league. The man has done so much for his children, for his wife, for his family, for the organizations that he played for. He deserves to go out the way he wants to. And all I'm saying is Rich Paul and LeBron, if they're not feeling it and they're not, liking what's going on, he will be gone. LeBron is a guy that people will trade for easily. If you're trading for Kevin Wayne Durant, you're trading for LeBron James too. Now you might have to give up a lot because they still gonna want a good haul from a player. And Jeannie Buss said she got LeBron for a bargain. That's how she feels about that contract because the things he brings to the table is so high and so fruitful that it does make sense for her to feel that way. And these older guys are lasting. It's a different era. It's a different time. And if you're doing right by your body and you're doing right by your game, you're going to make it as far as you can. We've seen Vince Carter play in the 20s, and LeBron is going to pass that up and break that record. And we're not really surprised because we knew that LeBron was a physical specimen, and we knew that he really loved and couldn't live without the game. So that adds up to him being successful still to this day, especially because he didn't have any major injuries really in his career that would have took him out, and that's because he's just that sincere about how love for because of the love of the body that he has for his own. But other than that, I do feel like with LeBron ending with the Lakers, I think they're going to do whatever it takes to put the best roster that they can on the table just to compete. Now, it might not be as flashy as OKC or Houston or Denver, but as long as you got guys that can play their role and know their role, and you got guys like LeBron and Luka that can come out of nowhere and have big games, carry you or take over or even put you in tough situations to where you have to respond, you have a shot. You have a shot to win, and it's not going to be too many situations that's going to be as good as the Lakers. Like a lot of situations, if you trade in for LeBron, is going to put you at a downgrade compared to a team like the Lakers who have Luka, Austin Reeves, and DeAndre Ayton and those guys. And that's a team that is really good. And that's a team that really going to be still one of the better ones. But they're in the West, and anybody can beat you. Anybody's going to come at you hard, and that's the hardest part about leaving the East. The East is weak like it was when LeBron was there. He has some teams he had to watch out for, but he didn't fear any of them because he knew what he can do and he knew how to play the game and he knew how to execute against everybody because he's just a basketball savant and a genius when it comes to the game. And we all know that that's why he's on our Mount Rushmore because he's just that good and has been that good. And I think he still has one more trick up his sleeve to make one more move to put him in that last position to win the championship. Will it be with the Lakers? I don't know. If he played out this whole, I'm gonna answer that. If he played out this whole year with the Lakers, I wouldn't be surprised to tell my fans. But if he gets to the trade deadline and they're underachieving or they're not meshing or gelling well, and he thinks about hopping ship, abandoning ship, I done seen him do it before. I done seen him think like that before. I done seen them try to figure it out in different ways. And I would say the Lakers, they love LeBron. And the people love LeBron. The fans love LeBron. He brought them a championship. He's one of the greatest Lakers to ever play the game because of those things and because of his consistency. But he knows his place. He knows his role, but he's going to hold you to that fire. And if you don't like it, he might burn you. And that's something that he has proven throughout his career. So I wouldn't be surprised if he has done it again. But I'm looking at the Lakers and seeing what they're going to do. If they're saying Giannis feels that way, then LeBron should feel that way because they're on the same level when it comes to talent and they're on the same level when it comes to dominance still to this day. Now, Giannis may be a little bit better right now, but he's younger, so it makes a little bit more sense. Because we knew how LeBron was playing when he was in his 30s and in his 20s. The man was unstoppable. That's why he had so much success. But I would say if I had to say something, that would be it. So LeBron, he might play this last year out with the Lakers. I doubt if he adds another year, it will be with the Lakers, and he's gonna say they just gonna go in Luka right now. Like my contract is off the board, so now they're just gonna figure out how to win with Luka. He respects Luka. He knows how great Luka is, and Luka deserves his era with the Lakers. He deserves his time with the Lakers, and I think LeBron will understand that. Even if he wants to come back and play for a different team, it wouldn't be this year, it'd be next year. And if he does that, he's an aspiring contract anyway. So that will make him likely to be tradable. If we will play out the season and see what happens, he won't be mad. He won't be angry about it because he's going to be on the aspiring contract. So even if a team takes a flyer on him, on a gamble on him, they know for sure that is 1 year and we can figure out what we can do with you in the off season to bring you back, or we can figure out how to win with you during the regular season, see what we need to fix in the playoffs or make a run for a championship in the playoffs. And if it happens, it happens. If it don't, it don't. But I don't think he's going to go back to Cleveland. For people that want to know my opinion on it, I don't think it. I think him in Cleveland is done. He has done enough damage coming and going and coming and going to those people, and they'll be hurt if he leaves them again because he left them for LA, just like he left them for Miami. And yeah, it did make sense for him because he won championships in those destinations. But they look at like, you probably could have won more with us if you would have just thugged it out with us. Other than that, comment, like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell for more analysis. And I'm going for now. See you guys later tomorrow. And hopefully y'all have a good 4th of July and a good weekend. Y'all stay blessed up. I'm going for now. Peace out.